In the heart of modern Britain, a tale unfolds that mirrors the whimsical and sometimes bewildering journey of Alice in Wonderland. At its core, Prince Harry's revelations in his book Spare about the invisible contract between the British media and the Crown invite a fantastical comparison to Lewis Carroll's world where nothing is quite as it seems and everyone plays a part in a larger, often perplexing narrative. This is Majesty Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your time with us today. I hope you're having the most wonderful, wonderful day. Please consider subscribing if you're not a subscriber. And if you are, just a reminder to turn your notification on. Click on the thumb up image and it will tell the algorithm that you're interacting with the channel, which helps us. Do feel free to leave us a comment. I love reading your comments. However, a reminder, your comment will be deleted if it's inappropriate for this channel. This channel supports the mission and vision of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan. In the labyrinth of Wonderland, the British media and the royal palaces serve as both the architect and the inhabitant of the realm filled with twists, turns, and mirages. Much like the bewildering landscape that Alice traverses, the media and the palace landscape is riddled with rabbit holes of rumors, forest of falsehoods, and characters that blend truth with fiction so seamlessly. It becomes nearly impossible to discern where reality ends and fantasy begins. This Wonderland is alive, with tales that morph and glow, shadows that speak and echoes that mislead, creating a world where the truth is as elusive as the cat itself. Appearing briefly before fading into the next sensational story. In this realm, the truth lies at the bottom of a deep, wandering well, obscured by layers of deception and shimmering reflection of half-truth, challenging all who seek it to dive deeper, question everything, and wonder where the real story lies beneath the surface of sensationalism, spectacle, and cover-up. And it is for this exact reason that within the last couple of weeks, Where is Kate became a thing. Because we all know what the palace and the media is capable of, allegedly. The concern was not at all mean or the conspiracy theories, quote unquote, were a threat or anything to that sort. The main reason was for her well-being. After all, many things were not adding up or making any sense. With this rather surprising announcement from the princess that they found cancer, or she's been diagnosed with cancer and is taking preventative treatment. Now, many things did not add up and still continue not to add up. And I know for sure that the British media is going to be let's see, in overdrive to place blame, call out people, and of course, which they've started already, to change the narrative for us to forget the inconsistencies that came before this announcement. One of them being the second announcement that the public received was on January 17th, when it was announced that Kate had a planned abdominal surgery. Now, along with that announcement, the following was in the text. The surgery was successful, and it is expected that she will remain in the hospital for 10 to 14 days before returning home to continue her recovery. The statement read, "After the news broke, Kensington Palace added that Kate's procedure was not cancer-related." Now, why would they say that? Before I go any further, let me say the following. I wish for the princess to have a speedy recovery and for her treatment to be successful and for her to return healthy and as strong as possible. I, as a son who's seen his mother go through cancer, who went through an operation to take out her uterus, I fully understand what it is to have a family member and someone that one loves dearly be diagnosed with such, and the trauma, the challenges, and the pain that then follows, and the hope that it will be successful, the treatments and the operations. So with that said, let it not be without any doubt that we wish the princess a speedy recovery, and we wish that the treatment that she's receiving works extraordinarily well, and for her to return to the healthiest she has ever been. But one cannot just take things at face value. It doesn't mean that what happened just 24, 48, a week ago or 2 weeks ago should be completely ignored. Now, the statement that the princess made sense. What she said was valid, and her request is not unreasonable. But there's still questions that many may have, at least I've got some. Why was this not just told? Why the charade or the charade? Why carry on with the photoshopping? And why the whole odd and weird outing and the photo opportunities? Because we all know it was all planned. It wasn't working very well. It was failing miserably. But why all of that? Also, it's quite curious, not to say it doesn't happen, that the king goes in for what is seen as a routine prostate operation, and they discover he has cancer. Princess Kate goes in for what they have told us is a routine abdominal operation, and they discover that she has cancer. So, with all due respect, I think people are entitled to ask a few questions, just to make it clear. Because if this was the other princess, Meghan Markle, the tabloid press and the UK media would have been demanding to see her medical records, even perhaps to see all the tests that were taking place in order to verify that indeed she was diagnosed with cancer. What I find also utterly strange and weird is her husband, the future king. Knowing that his wife was diagnosed with cancer, he lets her take the fall for a photo that was obviously fake. I don't even want to say photoshopped. It was just a fake photo. And as she announced that she has cancer, she does it alone, on a bench, by herself. Her husband not there to show support. Was he not the one who was supposed to be going to the hospital when she was at the hospital, we think, supporting her day in and day out? As of records tell us, he was there just once. So, why the discrepancies? Now, I already have seen in social media and in print that the media now is going for a frenzy. A sort of, now, the bully has been elected president of everything, and the bully is out for revenge. Anyone who either questioned or criticized or asked, which the public is entitled to ask, now is being portrayed as mean and was terrorizing and abusing the princess. This is further from the truth. Most people that I know of were more concerned for her well-being. So, the narrative has begun to change. Alice in Wonderland. What is up? They tell you it's down. What is black? They will say it's green. And what is blue? They may say it's yellow. So for the next couple of days, there will be accusations. There will be the press hunting down some people and asking them for apologies and all of that. No apologies are needed. No one said anything mean of the princess. All of the concern was out of her well-being to make sure she was okay. After all, we all know the reputation.
What they're doing now. So, Dr. Reiner, pardon my ignorance on this. If somebody has surgery, and then the cancer is discovered after that surgery, is it because tissue from whatever the area of the surgery, in this case the abdomen, would be taken out and tested, or would it be? Is it possible that it would be cancer somewhere else in the body that would somehow show up in a blood test or something?
Well, with all respect to the royal family, that kind of press release doesn't make a lot of medical sense. When people undergo extensive surgery, they just don't go in for typically anymore for quote exploratory surgery. All of these operations are preceded by extensive imaging like CAT scans and MRIs. So the surgical team would have a very good understanding of what was likely to be the problem. And that would be confirmed by pathology. So a piece of the tissue removed, whatever the organ is, or the organ removed, or intestine, for instance, that goes directly to the pathology lab, often during the surgery. And sometimes whether something is cancer or not will dictate the extent of the actual operation. So it's very likely that the surgical team knew or had a good sense of what this was going to be prior to surgery, and that was confirmed at the time of pathologic testing during the operation. So this is something that would have at least been suspected before and confirmed during the operation.
I've already seen tears and sorrows from certain commentators and regret that they feel that they've pushed Kate to make this announcement and they feel so horrible. The narrative has already been written. Now, what happens to the Mirror that did have a big headline at one point that said, Palace confirms Kate Middleton is not undergoing cancer treatment after surgery. So, we're supposed to forget everything that came before this announcement. Convenient? Also, again, the narrative of, oh, people were so mean and they should all apologize and regret. Take them all to the towers and lock them up and get rid of their heads, perhaps. What an exaggeration. Since when was it a crime to be concerned about a person and ask for proof of her well-being, that she's all right? Don't get me wrong again, if this was Meghan, it would have been a completely different sort of circumstance. I didn't see anyone shed a tear for Meghan when she lost her baby. I didn't see a tear shed for Meghan when she disclosed that she was contemplating not existing anymore while she was carrying Prince Archie. I didn't see a tear for Meghan when she said in her docu-series that all of these headlines and all of these stories are making her scared because they're inciting people. They're making people think that she is something that she's not. When a certain very famous person wrote an article in The Sun about what he fantasizes about, where were the tears? Where were the sorrows? Look, Kate should have, as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have said, and I quote, "We wish health and healing for Kate and the family, and hope they are able to do so privately and in peace." A perfect statement. No such empathy or no such message of get well or concern was ever issued for Meghan. So, even though I may ask for this appeal, leave Meghan out of your mess, I know it will just be ignored. I know that their plans are to somehow try and convince the rest of the United Kingdom that somehow this is Meghan's fault. Also, somehow drag her into this. For those who believe all the nonsense, the mirage of Wonderland, they've already drank the poison. My hope is that people wake up and see the truth. Now, let's continue with the rest of the Wonderland characters.
In the last few moments, and a video by Her Royal Highness that says that in January she underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time it was thought that her condition was non-cancerous. She says the surgery was successful, however tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I am now in the early stages of that treatment. She says this is of course come as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. Again, the breaking news this hour is that the Princess of Wales has been having preventative chemotherapy for what is believed to have been cancer. This is the statement that we have received from her this hour.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
Alice in the role of the British public. Alice, curious and ever questioning, embodies the British public. Just as Alice navigates the capricious world of Wonderland, the public wades through stories and scandals, trying to discern reality amidst a sea of sensational headlines and royal spectacle. Like Alice, they are thrust into situations or stories that often make little sense, driven by a desire to understand the truth nature of these rulers and the media that portrays them. The White Rabbit in the role of the British media. The White Rabbit, always hurrying with news and deadlines, represents the British media. With its pocket watch in hand, it leads the public down the rabbit hole of royal affairs, always promising more intrigue just around the corner. The media's role is pivotal. It shapes perceptions and guides the public's journey through the ever-complex narrative of the monarchy. Not unlike how the White Rabbit guides Alice through Wonderland. The Caterpillar, in the role of royal historians and commentators. Perched atop his mushroom and speaking in riddles, the caterpillar symbolizes the royal historians and commentators. They provide context and often cynic analysis of the monarchy's actions and the media's portrayal thereof. Just as the caterpillar challenges Alice to think differently about herself and her surroundings, these commentators challenge the public to view the monarchy through various lenses of history, bias, and speculation. And maybe sometimes they even protect the monarchy. Or are they destroying it by preventing the monarchy to modernize? The playing cards in the role of the royal staff and insiders. The playing cards, soldiers of the Queen of Hearts, are akin to the royal staff and insiders. They are the unseen hands that shape the day-to-day narrative of the monarchy, often working quietly behind the scenes. Their actions, though not always visible, significantly influence the royal family's image and the stories that emerge in the public eye. The Mad Hatter in the role of the tabloid journalist. In this tale, the Mad Hatter embodies tabloid journalists, known for their eccentric stories and sensational headlines, just as the Mad Hatter's tea party in a place of nonsensical conversation and puzzling questions. The world of tabloid journalism is filled with stories that blur the lines between fact and fiction, leading the public on a merry chase for truth amid chaos and deception. The Cheshire Cat, I guess that represents social media and rumors. The elusive Cheshire Cat appears and disappears at will, symbolizes social media and the realm of rumors. Just as the cat offers cryptic advice and vanishes, leaving only a glimpse behind, social media twirls with half-truths and gossip that fade in and out of the public consciousness, shaping perceptions and perspectives with an entangled, often elusive influence. The Queen of Hearts, in the role of the institution of the monarchy. The Queen of Hearts, ruling in a volatile mix of affection and anger, represents the institution of the monarchy itself. Commanding yet capricious, the monarchy sits at the heart of the narrative. Its actions and decrees often lead into public bewilderment and media frenzy, reminiscent of the Queen's shouts of "Off with their heads!" The King, in the role of the supporting royals. Besides the Queen, often overshadowed and yet integral, the King symbolizes the supporting members of the royal family. They play their role in the larger story, sometimes offering a voice of reason or a moment of calm amidst the swirling chaos of media and public scrutiny. Now, in this modern Wonderland, the characters play their parts against the backdrop of a society fascinated and befuddled by the spectacle of royalty. Prince Harry's spear lifts the curtain on this intricate dance, revealing the unseen forces at play. Yet, as Alice's journey reflects the quest for identity and understanding, the British public relationship with the monarchy and the media is a continuous journey through a wonderland of spectacle, speculation, and a search for the truth.
really wish that you have such an uplifting, spirit right now, and I wish I could meet you there. I'm just so angry. I've lost all faith in humanity. And I'm just really disappointed at the way we've treated her, and it feels like we've pushed her into having to make this.